Thick isn't far from here. Probably means we're gonna have to face at least one more tank before this mission's through. Okay, so we're going to have to climb onto the wall if we want to go any further forward. And there's no way I'm even gonna try with all these grunts around. Why in the hell didn't that flamethrower guy try to chase after us? A flamethrower that tries to shoot us from too far away, and a rifleman that feels the need to jump down and charge us. There's no way Thick is as dense as these bozos. Place your bets. How long will it take us to get on the wall? Because if you said immediately, you clearly haven't figured out why I hate this game's platforming. Sure, there are games that are a hell of a lot worse, though a number of those were built broken, and others didn't block you off entirely if you couldn't make an annoying jump or two. I guess I'm just annoyed because I remember when I was younger, that short couple of jumps took me around 15 minutes to get through my first time in this mission. Maybe I was sick that day or something. Still, if jumping from one spot to another is part of how we move on and grab items in this game, it really should have been done better. Doesn't help that the camera doesn't always see some of the leaves we're supposed to jump on. Doesn't seem to be anything left here. Never mind. Another bazooka. Dear God. Considering how many bazooka shots we've got at this point, I'm shocked that we haven't seen more tanks and helicopters. Sure, we've been finding the bazooka ammo in out-of-the-way places that I don't really need to go through. But seriously, when I see a damn bazooka, the best anti-vehicle weapon in the entire game, the only way you're gonna keep me from getting to it is if there's a significant chance I'm gonna get killed before reaching it. I know this mission would have finished a good while ago if I didn't go searching for more and more ammo when we've got a pretty solid armory in an easily accessible subspace pocket right now, but I don't remember exactly what we have to fight against in these missions. I just remember the music, the maps, and the broad strokes of the rather simplistic story. Anyway, doesn't look like there are any major threats to us from here, so let's take out that machine gunner before dealing with the tank. Ah shit, didn't think the tank could aim at us up here. That's it, you wanna go first? Who am I to argue? You know, considering how easy it is to destroy tanks and helicopters with a bazooka, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of them in this game. Really, it's more troublesome to kill some random grunt standing in an awkward spot than it is to destroy vehicles, which really makes vehicles seem a lot less threatening. The very fact that I was thinking of saving killing the tank for later just goes to prove we've yet to face any really scary enemy types in this game. Oh well, at least this garden is interesting enough. I'm not quite sure why there's so many blocks with letters and numbers on them in a garden, especially when it looks so ridiculously well cared for otherwise. Seriously, there are few, if any, weeds, and while I don't know nearly enough about gardening to know what these wall things are for, it still gives me the sense that whoever owns this garden is pretty meticulous. So why would somebody so attentive let their kid leave this many blocks outside? Especially since there's probably a fair amount inside the house as well. Sure, it's not like it's raining out and it's not like there's nearly as much risk of somebody hurting themselves by stepping on random blocks in the garden as there is in the living room. But still, kinda shows a lack of care for their own property that I have a hard time grasping considering how this garden looks. Might just be a combination of N64 graphics and my lack of knowledge about gardening giving me a wrong impression. Anyway, I'd prefer to deal with the infantry before taking out that tank. Then we can get Thick, who seems to be just standing there. Part of me thinks we should have rescued Riff after Hoover and Thick. Doesn't make much sense that these two aren't completely secured, but the other members of the team are in prison facilities. And I'm kind of curious why this team is called the Group of Commandos, when Sarge is the only one who really feels like a commando. When I think of commandos, I think of soldiers that are very, very able to adjust and adapt to various situations. Soldiers who are above the rank and file. And again, that's not the textbook definition. The textbook example is soldiers like paratroopers and marines. But I just can't think of specialists like Riff and Hoover as commandos. Guess they just used the name because it sounded cool. Okay, this machine gunner is really giving me more trouble than he's worth. I know I managed to hit the bastard once already. Oh, bullshit. How can he shoot us through this grass, but we can't hit him anywhere near it? Ah, screw it. Charge! Well, that was a little too close for comfort. Let's grab a medkit before we save Thick.
Good to go.
Okay, we're ready to save Thick now. Not really much else I can think to say right now. Probably took a lot more time to finish this mission than it really deserved. Wait, I think I saw an enemy on the minimap around here. Maybe I'm being overly cautious, but I'd rather not risk some lucky schmuck killing Thick after we've taken the time to pretty much clear the map. Again, considering how this game's played out so far, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise for plenty of enemies to spawn in just as we save Thick. Ah, great. I just gave myself the image of a massive army supported by dozens of tanks and helicopters just rushing at us the moment we get close to Thick. And considering how long it's been since I last played this game, it's hard to say if it's just a paranoid thought or a legitimate memory. Well, there's our escape route. I keep expecting more infantry to spawn in just as I reach Thick. Well, I'm not sure what I was expecting with a name like Thick, but I somehow thought he'd be, well, not quite this stupid. Kinda wish we could see the members of the squad for more than the mission we have to save them so I could get a better handle on their personality and if I like them. Instead, we see at most 2 minutes of dialogue from these guys in the entire game, which almost makes me wonder why they bothered giving this many personality traits to the bastards. It really doesn't help that they never use the weapons they have in their hands in the short time you travel with them.
Alright, move out!
I'm moving! Keep your pants on, Sarge! Wait. Ah, crap. Now I'm wondering if these plastic people can take their clothes off. Ugh. Anyway, it's probably a good idea to avoid running through what could be a minefield when we've got Thick following us. Traveling up here should be faster than from the ground, at least. Hopefully there won't be any tanks or helicopters between us and the portal. Triumphant music? Already? And what just blew up? Ugh, never mind. Let's just get to the portal before something else happens. We should probably get a medkit along the way, too. I could probably ignore this guy, but hey, there's a medkit nearby his position, so why the hell not? On second thought, let's just get to the portal. This mission has gone on long enough for us to need 2 clips and for me to start grasping for topics. Granted, this game isn't really rich enough to have a lot to talk about for too much more than 20 minutes per mission, and I did take my time gathering a lot more weapons than I needed, but really, I think the biggest problem of it is that it's just so large but so little to do in this mission. The only thing this mission had was our rescue of Vic. Nothing else really happened. We just fought through a good portion of the garden to save one guy. I'm sorry, but the previous two missions, which I still think should have only been one large one, had more content than this. Hell, every other mission in the game has had more content than this one, really. I'm suddenly a little worried that Dick isn't following us. I kinda find it strange how killing bugs in this game is so easy, and why there's always so few of them. Sure, they can take a beating and they make this weird screech when they're killed, but the game could have gone without them. Well, aside from one mission we'll go through later, but that's for another time. The enemy doesn't have much more time to stop us now, and, well, I'm really surprised we haven't seen more tanks and helicopters in this mission, considering how much bazooka ammo we gathered earlier. Wait, is Dick waiting for us by the portal? Good God, he is! I thought we were supposed to escort him to the portal. Ah, bloody hell, let's just see the kill count for this mission and be done with it. Somehow expected it to be triple digits. Wait, that password looks suspiciously like Blizzard to me. Don't tell me. The next mission will be in the snow.